just having fun. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm trying a little something different today. I don't know if you noticed. The camera's a little closer to me. This was on request from the wonderful Nisha, Captain Playoni. You may know her as in chat. But hello, welcome everyone to the show. Today we've got a fun show, I guess mainly because it's Friday and it's been a while since I've actually jammed out. Last time I jammed on an acoustic guitar similar to this one actually, but this is my own classical guitar. It's nice that I actually have my own guitar to play on again. So today we're going to be discussing a few things. ZuckerBucks. For those who don't know, Mark Zuckerberg spent nearly $500 million manipulating the media and elections in the year of 2020. And it's kind of insane how much power that man has, and we're going to be talking about it and how it probably swayed the election, the course of our history, the course of time because of the choices that he makes. Now, remember, he is not an elected person. He just has that much power. And it reminds me of that article, which I actually have, and we're going to discuss it, from the Times that says the cabal fortified the election. And the more it comes out, the more that we see the different things that fall in those categories of fortification, the more it just feels like they were rigging it to have what they wanted to have happen, which is the real threat to democracy. Granted, we are in a democracy, because democracy is majority rules, and that's not how this America functions. So we're going to be discussing that. And then after that, we're going to be talking about Loudoun County. The dominoes are falling. So we've got people stepping down, them finally coming out and apologizing, and it turns out that they have been covering up sexual assault incidents for years. So that whole thing with the father being arrested because his daughter was, they keep saying allegedly, I mean, I believe it happened. But it turns out that this school county has been covering stuff up for years. Yeah. So there's no proof of any sort of this bathroom being bad for having it not be a safe space. BS is in fact exactly that, BS. So we're going to be discussing that. And then, I don't know if you've seen the title of the show, but hashtag shelves, empty shelves Joe. It's actually really sad when you really think about it, because the shelves are empty and people aren't allowed to work. There are dock workers that are saying, normally we got 4 cranes going to empty the ships and take the shipping containers off of the ships to get them onto the trucks. Well, truckers aren't allowed to drive them. The dock workers are only allowed to use 1 crane. They're not allowed to even work and do their jobs to bring this stuff into the country. Because, I don't know if you know this, we don't really make our own stuff anymore as Americans, which is really sad. I love Made in America stuff. That's one of the reasons why when I wanted to make this mug for Crigler coffee, I don't know if you notice, there's a little bit of coffee in there, but there's a little flag down there. I don't know if you could tell. That's an American flag, and it simply says, Made in the USA. And I'm proud of that. I wouldn't have any supply chain issues with this. Anyway, we're going to talk about that. And then, of course, it is Friday night, which means I'm going to be jamming out on my guitar. I was doing a little something. Before I do, please remember to smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It definitely helps me when you share my videos as well. Please do give it a share and check out my website, adamcrigler.com. Very easy to get a hold of all the different things. We've got the coffee shop. We have the RSS number for the podcast if you just listen instead of watch me on YouTube live or watch my clips. And, of course, all my videos are there, and they're all organized in a nice orderly fashion thanks to Captain Playoni. She did a fantastic job. Even my skate videos from when I was a professional skateboarder, boy, were those the days. Okay, so I want to jump right into it, okay? This is about Mark Zuckerberg, and I'll just let the title of this say it for us. Zuckerberg 101, How a Media Mogul took over the 2020 election and why GOP leaders must never let it happen again. Listen to this. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reaffirmed his state's commitment to election integrity on Tuesday, especially keeping tech giants and their partisan CEOs from corrupting local officials or local elections. Well, same difference. Given what we know about how Mark Zuckerberg and other left-wing actors commandeered election operations in blue hubs of swing states in 2020, other states would do well to follow DeSantis' lead, and Wisconsin is a good case study in why. No conversation about 2020 election integrity, or about the integrity of future elections for that matter, is complete without understanding the full picture of how Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg strategically bankrolled and staffed local government election officials, which were in charge of voters' registration, voting, and vote counting. He did this through two primary front groups. A process Federalist senior editor Molly Hemingway painstakingly outlines in her new book out this week, Rigged: How the Media, Big Tech, and Democrats Seized Our Elections. Here's how it worked. Zuckerberg gifted nearly $500 million to two left-wing groups that then gave the money to government election officials. One of these two groups was the Center for Technology and Civic Life. By September, before the election, Zuckerberg and his wife had given it $350 million, meaning the small organization's prior revenues of $1.8 million a year exploded to roughly 20,000%. That's insane. Anyway, the cash, or ZuckerBucks, wasn't an unconditional donation, however. There were strings attached, which amounted to Democrat get out the vote efforts, mass mail-in voting, and ballot curing, whereby election workers fix mail-in ballot problems after the ballot had been submitted. Okay, I'm going to take a second there. I'm going to continue reading this, but I'm going to keep going to this one article over and over again because, I mean, if you missed it, this was kind of crazy, and I did a whole segment on this when it first came. The secret history of the shadow campaign that saved the election, the 2020 election. Now, this article was from Time Magazine. It came out, oh man, when did this come out? February 4th. So right after the election, everything was done. They're like, haha, by the way, we came out and we fortified it. All right, and now, how did they fortify it? Well, I'm going to go back here by doing exactly what Zuckerberg was doing here. Getting these Democrat get out the vote efforts, mass mail-in voting, and ballot curing, where they were doing all these things to make sure Donald Trump did not stay in office. These dollars also didn't flow indiscriminately to needy areas of the country, but largely to government election offices in the biggest cities of swing states, where the majority of Democrat voters are concentrated. These funds were used for Democrat voter outreach, design and translating ballots, and stuffing ballot harvesting, curing, and counting operations. Make no mistake, CTCL is no apolitical actor. All three of its founders previously worked for the New Organizing Institute, a now defunct organization that was run by ex-Obama staffer Ethan Roeder and funded heavily by left-wing behemoths such as George Soros to train leftist activists in digital campaign strategy with war games for election success. Sound familiar? Right. It's exactly what they're talking about in this article, where they are fortifying the election. That's what they were doing. They're fortifying it, making sure that no Republican, specifically Trump, would never stay in office. They even said it. Hillary said it in January or something. What did she say? I don't want to misquote her. Something along the lines of, there's by any means necessary, we're going to get him out of office. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly her words here. So let's see here. The Washington Post championed the New Organizing Institute as the left's think tank for campaign know-how and the Democratic Party Hogwarts of digital wizardry. There it is. These descriptors aren't surprising given that its board was also composed of leftist leaders. Although New Organizing Institute went belly up in 2015, its ghost still lives in the partisan CTCL, where Zuckerberg dumped his hundreds of millions of dollars. the Capital Research Center traced many of these ZuckerBucks, found that through the Facebook CEO's funding, CTCL gave $6.7 million to Wisconsin, with half of those funds going to Blue Madison and Milwaukee. This trend of majority of ZuckerBucks funding blue areas was consistent across the swing states. For instance, according to Influence Watch analysis in Pennsylvania, CTCL grants to counties Donald Trump carried averaged about 57 cents per capita, as opposed to $3.11 per capita in counties Joe Biden carried. In Texas, it was 55 cents per capita versus $3.22 respectively, which made me pause because I remember reading an article last week or maybe it was earlier this week about an election official in Pennsylvania illegally, I think arrested, and I dug it up. I went and found it, and here it is. No, it was yesterday I read this article. Man, I read a lot of articles, but check this out. Former Philly judge of elections charged in voter fraud scheme. And let me just get to the nitty-gritty of it. Feds say that the consultant recruited and installed Barron as a committee person for the Democratic Party in South Philadelphia's 39th Ward in approximately 1984. Hold on, that's not it. Hold on, where does it say here? Man, somewhere in this article it says exactly what she was doing. She was paying people. Well, I'll find it in a second. So this was happening in Wisconsin that we know of. Now they're saying, well, it looks like it was also happening in Pennsylvania, which there's someone that was just being charged with voter fraud scheme in Pennsylvania. Now it was between 2016 and 2019, so not 2020. But in here it says that they were, let me just find it. Hold on. Here we go. That consultant, whose Philadelphia Magazine is believed to be a former Democrat United States Representative, Ozzie Myers, exercised influence and control in Philadelphia's 39th Ward by distributing cash payments and supporting family, friends, and allies for elective office in 39th Ward, and instilling ward leaders, judges of elections, and Democratic State Committee. These people are using the money from these giants, for example, Mark Zuckerberg, who funneled millions and millions of dollars into these different places that funneled down, that got to these kind of people that were putting people into place that would fortify the election with them. And now I go back to this article, The Secret History of the Shadow Campaign That Saved the 2020 Election. Saved. This is a scary word. And that really shows what these people believe. They think they are justified in doing anything that they can to save America. They believe they're saving America by cheating, by using any tactic that they can, whether it be legal or not, to fortify the election. And Mark Zuckerberg has spent millions and millions of dollars to influence that exact election. So when they're talking about the shadow campaign that they're talking about, it's not so much in the shadows anymore. There was a Times article written about it. All right, but Mark Zuckerberg has now been linked to spending almost $500 million in influencing this exact thing that they're talking about. So would the election have looked the same if all this money wasn't being pushed by Mark Zuckerberg? How much money from other sources? George Soros was mentioned in this article. What about that? What about China? China spent millions of dollars influencing the media last year as well. No one talks about that either. Well, what's the deal? When are we going to finally realize that do votes really even count? Do they? I don't even know. I don't trust it anymore. And this pisses me off about something Donald Trump actually just came out with. He had a statement saying, until we fix the 2020 elections, Republicans in 2022 and 2024 won't even vote. And I guess he came out and saying, no, I wasn't saying that they shouldn't vote. It's that their votes won't count. Okay, well, words are pretty important. And when you, being on the platform that you have, Mr. Trump, President Trump, you are giving the false, I mean, how many times? When are you going to learn that people will take you literally and twist your words with whatever you say? You got to be really careful, because I don't like that. We need to be able to vote. We need to be able to trust that we can vote. I get what he was trying to say, but he's got to be more specific. He's got to say our votes won't matter. That's the message he was trying to say, but he did a terrible job at it. All right. And then, of course, people are pissed about it. I was a little annoyed because, people get the idea. Oh, so our vote doesn't even count? Why vote then? Huh? Why vote? Well, for me, even if my vote doesn't count, I'm going to criticize every single person in government because they work for me. And if I don't vote, then I'm not participating. Therefore, I have no right to say anything anyway. And boy, am I critical. And I reserve the right to do so. Be critical and vote, because it is my right as an American citizen. Being part of the conversation. We need to be able to vote. We need to be able to trust that our vote counts and won't be manipulated by billionaires. Mark Zuckerberg is a billionaire, and this dude spent $500 million, which is chump change to him. Chump change. To influence the election? That shouldn't be legal. How is that legal? What really? That this fortification of our elections, like where do they get off? Why is it allowed? Why is that the thing that they could have a Time magazine article written about how they fortified it and that they're proud of it? As I said, they're justified. They feel like they're saving something, that the ends justifies the means, and the means to manipulate the laws, change the laws, and just to make sure. Okay. Well, I'm pissed about it, and we should be pissed. You should be pissed. And I don't know what we should do about it. I don't have the answers. I would love to have the answers to life, but life's tough, and no one can have the answers to everything. We need to be a part of the conversation, of course, but are we part of the conversation, or are there just this panel of elites that really make all the decisions? What do you think? Let me know. All right, I'm going to move on. Let's talk about Loudoun County. Now, this is insane. I've been talking about Loudoun County for, a while now, because they've been having controversy. Parents have been stepping up to go fight the school boards, which are trying to push critical race theory and trans policies into their schools when they clearly have issues with it. Now, they've been denying it. They've been denying it for a long time, that there's no example of any sort of bad things happening by having a inclusive bathrooms of whatever. Well, it turns out that is completely false, completely and utterly. Loudoun County schools accused of failing to report multiple alleged sexual assaults over several years in apparent violation of the law. They've been hiding this for years. It's not just that one incident that the guy got arrested for. It's been happening for years. This is crazy. Already under fire for allegedly concealing 2 sexual assaults from the public, Loudoun County Public Schools in Virginia are now accused of failing to report multiple known incidents of alleged sexual assault in schools despite a state law that requires such reporting. So it turns out that they were trying to claim, now I talked about this the other day, they were trying to claim that it's illegal because they're minors. They're not allowed to discuss anything that happens. Well, that turned out to be wrong. Virginia law mandates that reports shall be made to the division superintendent and to the principal and his designee. I don't know how to say that. And on all incidents involving sexual assault. But according to the Daily Wire, LCPS has in at least 3 instances failed to report statistics on sexual assaults to the public database administered by Virginia Department of Education. that was set up so that the schools can comply with the law. Earlier this week, the Daily Wire first reported that the school officials in Loudoun County never disclosed to the public that a 9th grade girl was allegedly sexually assaulted by a gender-fluid male student in a... That's kind of funny how it's a gender-fluid student or a gender-fluid male student. By a male student in the school restroom in May. This was the same male student allegedly assaulted another girl in a different school later in October. Well, it turns out the guy that was arrested was her father, and that's why he was there in the first place, to stop them from making these stupid policies that was allowing this kind of thing to happen to his own daughter. I can't believe that the dude didn't go ballistic on these people. Like, talk about restraint of that man. And they don't even mention here that the school quietly moved the gender fluid male student, as they put here on the Blaze article, to a different school, where he then, of course, did it again. Right? You didn't know about this until Daily Wire broke the story. Shout out to Daily Wire. They're fantastic. The 15-year-old male student has been charged in 2 alleged sexual assaults in Loudoun County schools, one in May and one in October. Although the school now acknowledges that the incidents occurred, the Daily Wire found that LCPS reported to the state database that Stonebridge High School had 0 sexual assaults for the 2020-21 year, which includes May 28th, 2021, the date of the first alleged assault. Also, the school failed to report a case from October in 2018, in which 3 football players at Tuscarora High School were arrested and charged with sexual assault. The case, which was widely publicized at the time, involved a younger player who was held down by teammates who inserted objects into the victim in a locker room. That year, Tuscarora did not report any instances of sexual offenses against students to Virginia Public Database, as required by law. It is unknown how many other cases of sexual assaults have gone unreported by LCPS. Now that is what I want to know, right? This is what we're finding out from just the beginning of them starting to go, oh, snaps, like, were we supposed to report that? And everyone's like, well, let me cross-examine what these parents are saying is happening to these actual police reports that aren't allowed to have the names, but it turns out specifically the one in May where the father got arrested for trying to stop them from making these policies, that corresponds perfectly with a police report. So it leads you to believe that actually happened and it turns out it was. And now they're apologizing. Now they're going on, oh man, did we do that? No, I'm not joking. Loudoun School Superintendent, we failed to provide safe environment after assaults. You knew it. You knew that there was an assault happening. You knew that there was someone that was doing that, and you quietly moved him to a different school to try to sweep it under the rug. And guess what? The person did it again. That's on you, 100%, Loudoun School Superintendent. You were supposed to disclose this information. He responds Friday after parents were outraged with how the school handled report of 2 sexual assaults inside schools. In the statement, Ziegler said, although the school complied with obligations under Title IX about how schools must investigate allegations of sexual harassment and assault in schools, so it equally protects both victims and alleged perpetrators, it wasn't enough. First, let me say to the families that my heart aches for you, and I'm sorry that we failed to provide the safe, welcoming, and affirming environment that we aspire to provide. I don't believe this man at all. I don't care. I don't believe these lies. I don't think he's actually sorry. I think he was told, you got to go do something and say, I mean, it's their fault. They did this because they quietly moved this guy to another school. Whoever the victim was, not that they watch my show, but you have every right to blame, and you should be suing this company or this school superintendent for just moving that guy to a different school to then assault the person. That's insane. Now they're resigning. Look at this. Loudoun County School Board member resigns following Daily Wire investigation. So it turns out they knew that they were doing stuff wrong. They knew that they were hiding this stuff to try to push this trans policy. And by the way, I just feel like I need to add, look, I'm not against trans people at all. You want to be trans? I don't care. You do you. Don't mess with me. It's fine. But when people, this is what I've been saying. People will take advantage of it. Men identifying as women to go into women's prisons, or the fact that biological males have an advantage in sports, even if they identify and go through hormone blockers. There's a study that came out that proved it. Okay? And we've got situations like this, which is with kids. Don't mess with kids. All right? There's kids that are, there's actual horrible people on this planet. Always. There always will be horrible people. You have to understand that. Not everyone is going to be sunshine and rainbows. There are terrible human beings out there that want to rape others. And it exists. All right? And they're going to use this as a reason to be able to get into a woman's bathroom and sexually assault them. And that's what we're seeing. And you covered it up, Loudoun. And now she's resigning, this woman. What's her name? Beth Bartz. Beth Bartz, a far-left member of Loudoun County School Board, has resigned from her position. First elected in 2019, Bartz has been criticized by parent groups over critical race theory and transgender policies in the school system. Her resignation, which will take effect November 2nd, 2021, staves off an ongoing recall attempt. This was not an easy decision or a decision made in haste. After much thought and careful consideration, it is the right decision for me and my family. It is the right decision for the kids that you were affecting, or the parents that you, in fact, helped put on this domestic terrorism list. I'm not joking. This woman, where is it? Beth Bartz. Bartz had a reputation of lashing out at parents who either questioned what she called equity agenda. Equity agenda. You can imagine how that worked out. Or advocated for the reopening of schools. Parents wanted their kids to go to schools. They wanted their kids to work hard for what they earned. Equity of outcome. This woman is a Marxist. She's pushing this ideology that we've been talking about. According to the leader of the school board, of the parents board, Azra Nomani, that Beth Bartz was a ringleader of Chardonnay Antifa, oppressing parents like Scott Smith. Yep. Good riddance. You shouldn't be anywhere near any sort of decision that has to do with children. Period. She should be cut off. Equity agenda. What? Just those two words together. My goodness. The equity agenda. Wow. Okay? I believe in meritocracy. I believe in a person's character. Okay? That's what we should be focused on. Okay? We shouldn't be teaching that people need to be treated differently based on the color of their skin. Or that, period, right? I mean, that just the fact that they move outside of that bubble is crazy. Equity, my. All right, I've said enough. I do want to add that Steven Crowder actually got a hard strike for talking about this story. Now, I did the exact same story on YouTube, and I didn't get a strike. So thank you, YouTube, for not giving me a strike. Granted, Crowder's a lot more, what's the word for Crowder? He's spicy, right? I mean, I try to maintain. I'm obviously biased. Everyone is biased. Don't let them try to convince you that they're not biased. Everyone has a bias, even the people sitting in the middle. All right? Everyone has a bias. And Crowder is just a little more bold with his. I try to at least maintain a optimistic, non-violent standpoint on all of the things that I talk about. Because I don't want violence. I'm against violence, and I'm against people abusing systems to take advantage of people to create victims. Like, victims exist. You know, that guy's Scott Smith's daughter was a victim, and Loudoun County covered it up and tried to act like nothing was wrong. No, there's no trans kids can't do any harm. They can't break any laws. And if you do, if you say anything about it, you're a bigot. You know, it reminds me of the whole David Chappelle. You know, this whole, now you go on Netflix and it's like Chappelle stuff everywhere. But you listen to his stuff and he makes fun of everyone. Everyone. No one is safe from David Chappelle. And I would be honored for him to make fun of me. Like, and it would probably be hilarious, you know? But these people can't even joke about themselves. Everything is offensive. You can't critique them. You can't call them out. Accountability? What? Of course not. It's always someone else's fault. I'm sick of that. I am sick of it. So it's, you know what? You got to admit, it's kind of nice that Loudoun County officials are being held responsible. Well, I don't know if this woman's resigning, if anything's going to happen to her, if she's going to be get in trouble for being part of the reason that this happened to these people. She created victims. She was demonizing the parents that were upset about it. So shame on you, Beth Bartz. Shame on you. All right, let's make fun of Biden. I want to show you guys this meme that I saw floating around. This funny meme. Check this out. The supply chains right now. There's all these ships are spelling out, "Let's go, Brandon." Okay. So this is funny and also really sad. All right, it's funny because it says "Let's go, Brandon," and you know, haha, that's great. It doesn't actually mean "Let's go, Brandon." It means something completely different. But if you see, none of these supply stuff is in the country. They're all waiting to get in. And I've seen countless videos of these people standing on the docks over in California, which I think San Diego is our largest West Coast place that people can bring stuff in. You know, most of the shipping goes through San Diego, as far as I know. But these guys are saying, hey, normally we have a bunch of cranes operating. You know, behind me you can see there's this video. There's a bunch of cranes and only one was moving. He's like, normally all of these are going. Only one of them's moving right now. We're not allowed to work. We're not even allowed to work. They can't do their jobs. And that's an issue. Like, it's like, who's actually stopping these ships from coming in and unloading this stuff? Now, I believe in American made. I spent some time in Sweden with my wife's family. I love Sweden. Sweden's fantastic, and her family's fantastic. But one thing I noticed, you know, I've been paying attention to products. When I pick it up, I'm like, hey, where is this made? Where was this thing made? Where's this mug made? You know, and I look at, and it's oh yeah, that's American made, baby. American made. Cool. Well, in Sweden, most things were made in Sweden, which was shocking. Like, everything I picked up, whatever you picked up, it was all made in Sweden. I was like, this is cool. Like, they make a lot of their own stuff. In America, you pick stuff up. Where's it made? China. All these like made in China products, and they're crappy products. They're terrible. And then I think, like, man, what happened to quality? What happened to owning one microphone, right? I mean, for just this closest thing to me, right? This is a quality mic. Hopefully it doesn't break anytime soon. This is my mobile mic. It's actually really fantastic. I really like this thing, but I like it a lot. I don't want to upgrade it next year. Like my phone. My phone's an iPhone 7. And when this thing finally breaks, I'm not going to get an Apple. On a side note, whatever. I'm going to get something that will hopefully last me another, I don't even know how long. I've had this thing for 4 years, so maybe I'll have it for another couple years. Like, who cares? Like, it does the job. I don't need some fancy thing to replace it. I like what I have, and I'm fine with using it until it dies. You know, quality products. That's what we used to be known for. American made should be, we should be proud of American made. But this guy, I don't think he is at all. Empty Shelves Joe is trending on Twitter amid Biden's supply chain crisis. There are countless pictures of this. This is one that I found on the internet. Oh wait, this is not. This is just funny. I'm gonna play this for you guys.
Airport is paging empty shelf Joe. Please meet your party at oversized baggage behind carousel 6. Carousel 6 passenger empty shelf Joe. Please meet your party behind.
How do these people at these airlines not like? How do they not get that? How are they like? Oh yeah, let me read this. This is what I was talking about. My buddy sent me this, and I just thought it was hilarious. Oh, this one's good. Donnie the Don. I didn't see this one. We did it, Joe. We emptied the shelves. Anyway, I mean, it's sad, though. I'm laughing because, you know, it's funny to see this kind of stuff. But it's really sad because our society is built on a supply chain system. Farmers grow stuff. It goes to processing plants, whatever, and all the different products get made, and then they go to the stores, and that's where we go to get our food. If that food suddenly disappeared, what would Americans do? What would we be able to, could we handle it? Most people can't. Preppers are over there like, I'm ready for this. Bring it on. This is what I've been prepping for, right? The hashtag empty shelves Joe shot to the top of the trending topics on Twitter Thursday amid the supply chain crisis threatening the nation's economy and holiday shopping. Social media users employed the tagline to rip President Biden for empty shelves and skyrocketing prices caused by the backlog of shipping containers waiting to dock at California ports. Just went shopping. Again, thanks to Empty Shelves Joe, I really love having to go every day now in order to find what used to take one trip, one account wrote, along with a photo of a near empty shelves at a grocery store. I'm pretty sure at Joe Biden and the Democrats in D.C. are eating just fine and having no issues getting what they need, another Twitter user posted. The rest of us, lowly Americans who actually go to the grocery stores, not so much. Of course, it is just empty. And there are so many of these. Dozens of large ships have remained stuck in a traffic jam near the Los Angeles coast for more than a month, waiting to dock and unload goods, including toasters, sneakers, bicycles, and cars. The issue gained widespread attention this week as the delays dragged on, threatening the timely delivery of gifts for the holidays and leading to a longer than expected bout of inflation. On top of the backlog at the ports, there is also a shortage of truckers, preventing companies from distributing supplies across the country. Experts warned that the cost of children's toys is as much as up as 10% ahead of the holiday season, and many in-demand gifts will likely be out of stock soon. The Biden administration on Wednesday announced that the Port of Los Angeles would be expanding its hours of operation to 24/7 in an attempt to address the log jam. With holidays coming up, you might be wondering if the gifts you plan to buy will arrive in time. Biden said at the White House, "Today we have some good news. We're going to help speed up the delivery of all goods across America." Well, why are those goods being held up in the first place, Mr. Biden? Why? It's like you're almost artificially making this happen so that you can save the day by letting these things finally get going. All right, well, here's the problem, okay? When food sits on a truck, food's perishable, right? Food won't last forever. A lot of foods come from other countries as well. And we're running into an issue where we will run into an issue where it'll arrive to the grocery store and be spoiled. So it won't even be good anymore. And that's going to have a cascade effect of people not being able to get the food, but then also the people that were trying to sell the food not making any money, and then, it might gridlock our entire system. This is a scary situation that we're in right now. And this is why I'm huge for growing your own food, farming yourself, having a little garden to maybe share with your neighbors. Tomatoes grow so crazy. If you've never grown tomatoes or cucumbers, they grow really well and pump out a lot of tomatoes. I want to grow all sorts of things, and I will. Not everyone can. I'm not suggesting that you can do it, but if you can, you should. What's wrong? I mean, I've had the farm engineer on my show a couple times. We've been talking about this kind of stuff, about growing your own food and getting through it. American made, man. We need to go back to that. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to one of my friends' companies. This is a company that's 100% American made and guaranteed for life. And they did this post. This is from their Instagram, 1620usa.com. This is a friend of mine made this company. And I want to preface this by, I'm not getting paid by these guys. They didn't pay me to say this. I truly love this company. I have a few of their pants and shorts myself. I love them, and I just love the idea behind it. Okay? American made is not stuck in a container ship. All right, first and foremost, boom, agreed. One reason it's cheaper to make goods in developing countries is that many of them have few or no regulations to protect the health of the air and water. Many factories overseas that produce goods for export to the United States also produce large amounts of hazardous chemicals that pollute the air, water, and soil. A 2014 paper by a team of Chinese researchers published in the Journal of National Academy of Sciences concluded that the U.S. has effectively outsourced much of its air pollution to China, where more than 33% of sulfur dioxide emissions and around 25% of nitrogen oxides and carbon monoxides come from the production of goods for export. There it is. We didn't just outsource our jobs, outsource our products. We outsourced our air pollution. You know, all these, it makes me think of Greta Thunberg trying to tell Americans that we took her childhood, the West took her childhood. Okay, you know, we're actually on the forefront of trying to be green energy. Okay, you got to be yelling at China and the corporations that go across to get the cheap prices, to skirt regulations and environmental regulations that they have to adhere to if they were going to produce stuff in a Western country, specifically America. Silence from people like that. They're getting mad at the wrong people. I'm not the problem. I'm very conscious. You see me wearing the same clothes. Very, very rarely do I buy new stuff, and it's usually to support someone that I really like. Example, Tom McDonald's. Like the only shirts that I've gotten that are new is to support Tom because I really like his music and I love his message. And they're good shirts. They're nice and soft and they're quality shirts. It's not just some like print 1,000 Teespring. Like I don't like Teespring on YouTube. Those shirts are terrible. And the print is stuff like I don't want to just make money, right? I want to have quality stuff that it's going to last. Something that will, and I want to make shirts. I was a model for 15 years of my life. I know the fashion industry, and I cannot stand fast fashion. All these companies are making terrible clothing to sell. I mean, look at Old Navy. They're now doing size 0 to 30. Guaranteed, none of those clothes are made in America. Guaranteed, all of them are going to fall apart within a year. And 30 different sizes, or 31, I guess, because 0 is a size. 31 different sizes. They're going to have so much wasted clothing that's just going to be dumped into the earth. We're not even, there's so many things that are wrong with all of this, right? But this is why I love this company. This is the front page of their website. Guaranteed for life. That's right. Guaranteed for life. You buy a pair of jeans from these guys or a pair of pants, it's guaranteed for life. You send them in, they'll fix whatever is busted on them. That's what I'm talking about. That right there is American made to me. You don't have to wait for a shipping container to get to you. You just get the quality product. Yes, it's a little more expensive. They're like $200 for a pair of pants. $175 for a pair of pants. But it's worth it because you're going to have those pair of pants for life. That is if you don't gain a bunch of weight and or lose a bunch of weight. It goes both ways, whatever, and grow out of your pants. But they have hoodies, they got t-shirts, and this, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we need more of. We need more of this. Quality over quantity. People make a great profit on quantity, but the quality's gone. They're not. We shifted from that. We used to be all about the quality products. There's still the guy that lived in my house was a blacksmith, and he showed me some pictures of the old smithing stuff that he still continuously uses. I would have been so happy to have had him leave them there, of course, me wanting to get into metal smithing. But he showed it to me, and it was from like 1930 or something. This old like hammer, one of these huge hammering systems where you put the metal in, and it was like an auto hammer. It was awesome. The thing was so cool, and it worked so well. They don't make those kind of products anymore. That thing probably will last another 50, 100 years if it's allowed to run. I don't probably, but I don't know. See, this is it. I mean, we've got so many issues across the board. There's no one answer, right? I mean, we got to. My brain's constantly like, how do we fix stuff? How do we solve that issue? I want to, instead of complaining, I really want to, like, how do we fix it? And I think some of the answers are starting to bubble to the surface, right? Worry about quality, bring back meritocracy, because that works as far as products that you buy as well. I want you to get the best product. I want to buy the best product for myself. I don't want to have to keep buying a new phone every year. I don't want to have to buy a new shirt because the one that I got, fell apart. This shirt, I've had this thing for 10 years. This is an Arbor shirt, actually, from when I used to ride for Arbor skateboards. And they have quality clothes. That's what I'm talking about. I like quality, and we gotta get back to that. Get back to quality, shall we? All right, let's get into some super chats. Thank you all for joining me today. I really do appreciate you guys. It's great to see you. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, not sure what you're waiting for, please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm getting close to 200,000. Help me get to 200,000. Share my videos if you can. Sharing my videos definitely, absolutely helps more people see my show, and I really do appreciate that. What do you guys think of my new closer up zoomed shot? Is it you like it? You like it? I got some music I'm going to be playing in a little bit. I don't have any whiskey. I'm not haven't had anything to drink for a while because my mom doesn't drink, so I didn't want to just drink while I'm here because I love my mom, and you should love yours. And you know what? If you haven't called your grandmother or your mother, why don't you do that? Because mothers are great, and we wouldn't be here without mothers. None of us. Absolutely none of us. I know, controversial to say it in this day and age, right? My. All right, let's get... I saw a super chat disappear before I went live. Let me just go back real quick to that. Episode 269. Nice. Robert Wild says, I hope this makes Betty and Diana smile. I'm having some trouble with my fake leg with all the weight loss causing sores. Seeing leg guy. That's kind of gross. Okay. Thank you for that super chat. He continues, says, I lost so much weight from playing outside with my niece and drinking G Fuel that I've lost over 60 pounds. So I have to get work done. Wow, well, that's awesome, dude. Keep it up. That's great. Mark G says, let her in. Let her in. What do you mean, let her in? I don't know what that means. The Man Cam says, the Capitol Police officer was arrested for obstruction and is accused of advising a rioter. Whoa, really? I didn't see that. I must have missed that one. Interesting. I love my mom too. Montana Horseman just says, we love your mom. Yep, she's fantastic. Hey, Mom, you want to come in here and say hi to everybody? I know she's listening. Come on in and say hi. Or anyway, Fantastic Mr. Knox says, people have said for years about Zuck. Part of me hope Facebook goes into the dumps so I can see how people can cope without it. Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in a long time. I honestly go on every day to post my live stream, and that's basically it. that's the extent of it. Gilgamesh's Ward Cat says, happy Friday, Adam and friends. What do you think will happen if the 2024 election is fortified again? If folks feel stolen from, will the U.S. survive? I don't know. I do not know. Hey, you want to say hi, everyone? Sure. Yeah, come on. Just say hi. This is my mom. You guys. You just gotta look into the center of the circle.
I could say hi to like 15, 20, 30, 50 different people. It's so great to see all of you.
You want to give some shout outs? Go ahead.
Yeah, let's say hi to Nuclear, Montana, Darth Jason, Darth Vader, Diana Francisco, Robert Wiles, Benjamin Jansen, Mr. Lightning's World, Batgoat, Sejan the Great. Who did I miss? Did I say Nuclear?
Yeah, first one.
Okay. I know I'm missing Leanne L, Rose W.
Love it.
I could go on and on. I
So
love all
many-
of you guys so much.
Love you, Mom.
Love you too. Thank you. Have a great day.
That's awesome. And shout out to you, chat. You guys are great. A lot of those people that she just mentioned are just always in chat, always supporting me. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And she's gone already, but I love you, Mom. She's, of course, going to be listening. But yeah, that is my lovely mother. Joshua with a $25 super chat says, ballot fixer. Oh, I see you voted Republican. I'll just fix that and switch it to Democrat because I'm sure that that's what you meant. Give me a break. The Republic has fallen. Darker days are ahead. Get ready and get right. I mean, that going along the lines of the previous super chat about, will the U.S. survive? I hope so. All this talk about splitting the country up, I don't like that. I don't like the thought of that. I want to go back to civil discourse. I have an article that I was thinking about reading today about Jordan Peterson, who I really like a lot. Jordan Peterson is amazing. If you don't know him, you should. He's one of the he's just an incredible mind today, analyzing what's going on, and it makes sense. It's logical, and there's this. I'm just going to show you guys whatever. Hold on, let me pop it in here. This article. Jordan Petersuck, beware BPALC speaker. This is because Jordan Peterson has a speaking role in a college, and they're complaining because the Open Discourse Coalition is trying to get people from both sides to come and discuss for the students. And they're basically saying we shouldn't have open discourse. They're advocating to stop someone like Jordan Peterson, who will probably change a lot of people's minds because he's so logical. And you can't dispute what he's saying. You try to make it twisted in a different way, and he doesn't let you. I have a lot of respect for Jordan Peterson, and I'm gonna talk about this more in depth, probably on Monday. Jack McCarthy with a $10 super chat says, we had to put one of our dogs to sleep this past Sunday. Please play a song dedicated to Pablo the Chihuahua tonight. Pablo the Chihuahua, huh? Well, that feels like a... That song made me think of Pablo, so I dedicate that to Pablo the Chihuahua. My mom had a Chihuahua that lasted 19 years, I think. His name was Hercules, and he lived to be 19. You know what? It sucks to lose a family member like that. Rest in peace, Pablo the Chihuahua. Thank you, Jack, for sharing that, and hope you're well and your family. Pardon me. Khalid Cooper with a $20 super chat. Didn't even say anything. Well, I appreciate you. Joshua, so the public school system is the same as the Catholic Church now. Got it. Ooh, spicy. Fails R Us says, pay attention to Loudoun in the governor and state delegate elections next month. I expect a red wave in this very blue county. Don't F with our kids. Agreed. Do not F with the kids. Sejong the Great says Loudoun County is only the tip of the iceberg. The education system has surpassed religious installation in child sexual abuse, and another. They're rife with pedos. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I was talking about it. I don't know what else. How many other counties in the country are covering this kind of stuff up? Right? This was one county, and we're finding out that they were doing it for years. That's a problem. Mr. Knox says, I'm annoyed that nothing was done about this student whose offenses were swept under the rug. To those in charge, how about the lives of the victims? Yeah, exactly. They could have done something about it and didn't, and he went and did it again. Mr. Wolfgram says, come on, guys, let's get Adam to 200,000 subs. Yo, I like where your head's at, Mr. Wolfgram. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, all the help that you guys give me is just amazing. Thank you. Wanderer Sarah says, Crowder got the strike on the episode with Alex Jones and Dave Landau sketch in the jail cell. Ah, okay. Wanderer, did you realize that you won the coffee in the Instagram? So you won some coffee. I'm not sure if you saw that or not, but congratulations. It's because you chose the pyramids, and you know what? I think I might change the way we do the system of how you win. I think you just have to have me. I'm just gonna pick a winner. I think because I want Frode to go to like cool spots, and you know I think I'm just gonna do that. You gotta maybe know who I am, and the pyramids of Egypt. I'm just a sucker for Egyptian everything. So yeah, congratulations, Wander. I hadn't seen you in a while, so hopefully you're still here to hear me talking to you right now. Mr. Knox says, for now those victims have to live their lives turned upside down, and those in charge did little to do anything about it till it escalated to where it is. Horrible. Absolutely. Right. Now they're stepping down because they were caught. Right? I mean, come on. You got caught, so now you're stepping down. Admit it. Brother Malachi, there it is. Brother Malachi with a $20 super chat says, I'm concerned about blatant planned obsolescence. When society falls apart, we're all in big trouble because the equipment isn't far behind. Say hello to the Middle Ages 2.0 with modern rifles and NBC weapons. Right. So for those who don't know what planned obsolescence is, it's like this phone, right? Apple actually got in trouble because they were slowing down older phones so that people would get the newer phones. Planned obsolescence means planned obsolescence. Planned obsolescence? Yeah. Anyway, it's when they have a product that's designed to eventually fail, instead of having a product that's really solid and will last as long, like what I was talking about, that auto hammer that the metalsmith used. Things gonna last forever because they used to make things to last forever. Now they make them and design them to eventually fail, which will force you to go buy it or bring it back in, and you're not even allowed to fix your own stuff anymore, like cars. Most new cars you have to bring to the dealership because they have specific ways to open the engine. You can't do it yourself anymore because it's all about making more money and keep you hooked on giving them your money. Ridiculous. It's like a whole nother subject, another can of worms. Great super chat though. Sejong the Great says, if you help to hide a body, it's still manslaughter. I don't get why you can't go after them for hiding a rape or playing around with criminal acts. Good point, Sejong. I know, it's insane. It's crazy. I just had a super chat jump. Oh, he goes again. LG, Samsung, and other South Korean phones are predominantly made in South Korea. Samsung almost exclusively has the infrastructure to build in-house. Yes, I think I might go with a Samsung next. There's no way I'm cutting Apple out of my life. I've had this phone for a long time. There's nothing wrong with it. It still works great. So I have no reason to get a new phone. I don't want, like, what am I going to do with this one, you know? I'm just going to use it until it dies, and then I will move on from Apple forever. Montana Horseman became a member. Whoa, Montana. Ding, 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 ding. You are now a member and a mod. Congratulations. You can now spin the UFO in chat. For all of the members that are members, please do exactly that. Spin that UFO because I can't currently. It is on my desk at my house. And it is the one and only UFO, the real UFO. All other UFOs are fake and should be shamed for trying to fake it. Yep. All right, where was I? Fantastic Mr. Knox says, there's a motto in Australia, without trucks, Australia stops. This would apply in any other country, especially in America. I know. Truckers are the lifeblood. Those guys move, the truckers move the product to us, right? We can live in the middle of nowhere because these truckers are moving everything we need around the country for us. People have no idea. Sejong with a $10 super chat says, Joe appointed the new Maritime Authority head yesterday, yet another appointee with at least this time an impressive past title, but as usual, no experience. Shipping is no joke, and it takes experience to do it right. Of course. Of course. So it's what? Are you telling me it's going to get worse? Because that's what it feels like. It's going to get worse. Based for Life with a $50 super chat. Wow. Thank you, Based for Life. Wow. Says, hey, Adam, new song released today. Let's Go Brandon. Check it out if you have a minute. I think you would like it. Can you roll one for a bag of coffee? And I request Walking With You. Great show as usual. Thank you very much. I will absolutely roll for a bag of coffee. Let's see. I have rolled a die. Good luck, everyone. I will be watching. I will check out your song after the show. I'm assuming it's on your YouTube page. Sejong says, also shout out to Montana Horseman. Way to go, man. I'm celebrating 1 year, 1 month, and 20 days. Members rule. Yes, I'm so hyped. Thank you guys for that support. You guys are amazing. All right, I'm watching. We got the number. Oh, here. All right, we got the numbers rolling in. Mr. Lightning's World, congratulations. It is 7. I rolled a 7. You guys can't see it, but it is, in fact, a 7. Oh, we got a bunch of people guessing 7. Well, you guys guessed a little too late. Unfortunately, Mr. Lightning's World has won. I think you've won before, right? What do you want to do? You can either take it or leave it. Give it to the next person. You know, I talked with my team, and I feel like it's only fair that if you win, you win, you know? Alright, this is Walking With You. I took a walk tonight with my love. All the cats in the streets, like us, they're trying to find a way home. Yeah, face life and land up on their feet. I'm talking about them little things, little things that make you sing and feel alright, a natural high inside, like a sunshine and rain, fresh coffee to start my day. I'm just glad I found my way home with you. I've been walking it so long, but I'm walking with you. I've been walking it so long, but now I'm walking with you. I've been walking it so long, well now I'm walking with you. Sun sets along the colonnade, all good dogs in bed are on our way. Like us, they're trying to find a peace of mind. Yeah, face life and its insanities. I'm talking about them little things, the little things that make you sing and feel alright, a natural high inside, like a sunshine and rain, fresh coffee to start my day. I'm just glad I found my way home with you. I've been walking it so long, walking with you. I've been walking it so long, but now I'm walking with you. Now I'm walking with you. All right, it's not the same on the classical guitar, but it was requested with a $50 super chat. Thank you, Bass for Life. The Real Hydro says, I love my dad. Okay, me too. I love my dad. My dad's great. Let's see, IWD with 9 months membership celebrating. Thank you so much. I was in the ER today with broken ribs, and a teenager came in with abscesses. His parents were saying it was a reaction to a specific something that goes in the arm. The docs shut her up. Oh my goodness. That's not really surprising. Sejong says, Mom show, mom show, mom show, mom show, mom show. RG Merkel says, give away some coffee. All right, well, you guys know the deal. We got the start. Okay, the dice has been rolled. Good luck, everyone. Have fun. This is for an actual bag of coffee brought to you by RG Merkel and, of course, Crigler Coffee. IWD with a $10 super chat says, what happened to 2020 happened in Argentina in the 1980s, but president running was so charismatic they couldn't rig ballots fast enough and gave up. Don't black pill, guys. This ain't over. I agree. It is not over. Kim says, I like your hat, Adam. Thank you, Kim. I like it too. It is also Arbor. See, it says Arbor. I've had these Arbor products forever. Holy cow. My mom just won. Robin, congratulations. Robin Skoglund wins with 2, which of course is my mom. Mom, you actually won. It is 2. You just won. I know you've played almost every single day. You've officially won the dice game. Not only did you win something, you didn't win nothing. And you won a bag of Crigler coffee. All right, brought to you by RG Merkel. Congratulations. I'm really hyped. She's in the other room screaming. I just heard her scream out in joy. Congratulations, Mom. You actually won this time. I am so hyped for you. I know that you've been trying to win for a long time. I don't know if you guys could hear her scream, but it was quite funny. Let me just She's in the other room. Just super excited. That is very fun. Love to hear it. That is great. Mr. Knox says, let's see how long the people living in the big cities can cope when their shelves aren't stocked and people stealing, like in San Francisco. Good point. It's going to get bad, isn't it? Wow. All right. Sejong the Great says, the systemic play of election rigging is an entire chapter of the CAA World Politics Playbook. How to do it, which politician to run, and how to make it look like they legitimately won. Now, if you don't mind, we support our vets, so roll it for a Commodore's Reserve. Sejong with a $50 super chat, supporting yet another giveaway. Good luck, everybody. This is for an actual bag of coffee. This one is for Commodore's Reserve, which, of course, proceeds go to 22 Until None, which is a great nonprofit that helps our veterans. And I believe in it a lot. I really do support our veterans. I try to say thanks to anytime I see any veteran, any active military member in the airport, which is usually where you tend to see them when they're traveling around. I always say thank you for your service because they are serving us. No one's won yet. I'm waiting. There we go. We got a winner. It is 16, The Dude. Congratulations, The Dude. You have officially won. Absolutely exciting about it. All you got to do is email me at thecriglershow@gmail.com and give us your address, and you won a bag of Commodore's Reserve. Of course, that is brought to you by Sejong the Great. Sejong, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Jesus says, Adam, are you going to watch the Halloween sequel that came out? If so, here's some movie money. If not, put them for stonks. I have never seen any Halloween movie at all. I, of course, am not a very big horror film fan. Sorry. They just kind of annoy me. I'm a logical-based person, and most of those horror movies are just so annoying because they always have stupid people, and I get so frustrated. I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you splitting up? Why are you going into the basement? Why are you doing all these stupid decisions instead of doing all the stuff that I would do, which is basically how you would survive? And anyway, congratulations, the dude. And thank you for that $20 super chat. Darth Vader with a $10 super chat. I says, I got your back, RG Merkel. This will make up for the difference for your role. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see. It just... Wolverine... snink. That's actually the sound. I know that. Wolverine, congratulations, or thank you for becoming a member. That is amazing. I appreciate that amazing support. Ding, 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 ding. We got a new member. Normally I'd have a little bell that I would ding. But thank you very much for that membership. You can now spin the actual UFO. I have an emote down in chat that you can spin the UFO. For all those members out there, please do, in fact, do that. Let's see, where are we? Fails R Us says, if you go Samsung, get a Note 9. Last great phone. Really? Interesting. So the new ones are not so good, huh? Kokiri Kid with a $35 super chat says, coffee dice roll, would you consider interviewing Crowder sometime next week? First time donation. I've been following you since the beginning of Adamcast. I usually listen to your cast while asleep along with many others. Well, first and foremost, thank you very much. I appreciate that you've been supporting me since the inception of Adamcast, and many people... I've been actually ridiculed for letting go of Adamcast, which I'll let you guys know right now, it wasn't a choice. I'll just say that, okay? Because I liked Adamcast. Thank you for supporting me. Would I interview Crowder? Of course I would. Crowder's great, and I would love to have Crowder on the show. I think he's a busy guy. He's a dad now. He's got a lot of stuff going on in his life, so yeah, maybe, sure. But then, of course, this is a dice roll. It is a little, it has to be at least 37, but 35, I'll let it slide. As you said, this was your first donation, but I'm going to roll it. Let's see. All right, the dice has been rolled. I got the number. Sandy actually wins it. Sandy Pessendorfer. I don't know if I'm saying your last name correctly, Sandy, but congratulations. You, in fact, did just win. It was 9, and yeah, you got it. All right, so all you got to do is email us at thecriglershow@gmail.com. Let us know which blend you want and where you're at. And for those wondering, if you do win and you're not in the States, we can't ship you coffee, but we will donate what would have gone to 22 and Dill None. We will do that instead, of course, because we can't ship overseas. I'm sorry. Thank you for that, Kokiri Kid. That is very nice of you. Sejong the Great says, unfortunately for truckers, vaccine passports are needed to make shipments through some states. Also, it can't get worse. We had no maritime head. Oh, it can't get worse. Are you sure? You sure? This is the Biden administration we're talking about. I'm just saying. Bobcat says, can I request find yourself and spin the UFO? All right, well, I can't spin the UFO, but I can spin the UFO in chat with an emote that I have for members only. So I will do that. But yeah, I can let me get this going here. Ran out of coffee. No more coffee. That's very unfortunate. All right. This is the classical version of Find Yourself. All the saints are calling all the masses. They want your soul, go pay all their taxes. Don't fear your belief of what you are inside. Hold it dear, it's the truth that they're trying to hide. Recognize the first stage of trouble. Open your eyes to disguise. Start searching deep in your soul, deep inside your soul, and find yourself. No one else will find yourself. 'Cause no one else will. Hey, can I get just a little taste? Salivatic little getaway. Where are you? On your knees, swallowing the answers. Authority, see, they don't take chances. Are we blind? It's a crime that we can't ignore. I think it's time we'll show them that we'll take no more. Recognize the first stage of trouble. Open your eyes to disguise. Start searching deep in your soul, deep inside your soul, and find yourself. 'Cause no one else will find yourself. No one else will. We must unequivocally disobey. Help me, Horus, let me seize the day. With a Guy Fawkes mass, true determination, anonymous bliss, who controls the nation? Are we blind? It's a crime that we can't ignore. I think it's time we show them that we'll take no more. Recognize the first stage of trouble. Open your eyes to disguise. Start searching deep in your soul, deep inside your soul, and find yourself. 'Cause no one else will find yourself. No one else will. Recognize the first stage of trouble. Open your eyes to disguise. Start searching. All right, thank you very much. That was for Bobcat, requested Find Yourself, and a spinning of the UFO. Scott Lufus becomes a member. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Scott, very much. You can now spin the UFO yourself in chat with the emote that I've got. For all those who are actual members, you can now, please do, spin the UFO. All right. Brewmaster Monk says, speaking of cover-ups, look into John Wayne Gacy and his involvement in human trafficking. He was likely the cleanup man. Never heard that before. Interesting. Carnell, how you doing? Says, hey, Adam, my 35th birthday was last Friday, and I'd like to request Freely tonight, as it's my favorite song of yours. Thanks, mate. Hail, chat, and Adams fam. Carnell, happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't have a jam night on your birthday last week, as I would have, of course, jammed out on Freely for you, but I will do that, in fact, right now. All right, here we go. Let me just make sure the guitar is in tune. All right. This one is for Carnell. It's his birthday, or it was his birthday. Still technically your birthday week, because it was 1 week ago. I do birthday weeks because they're so fun. But Carnell, you've been supporting me for a long time. Thank you very much. This is for you. Life sucks sometimes, but when you realize it's not so bad. Just move along. What choice do you have? You choose where your mind spends all its time. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. I climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. When you find a smile, naturally, that's the magic, don't forget it. It'll help you see. In the dark, in the night, when you're trying to find your way home and you've lost your sight. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. I climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. When it all comes freely, it's wonderful. Let it all come crashing like the ocean tide. Climb up to the top of the mountainside and scream it out. Don't hold it inside. All right, happy birthday, Carnell. Happy birthday. Thanks for the support, mate. All right, Mazzo says, find yourself. Thanks, chat, and Adam for Friday as well. My pleasure, Mazzo. And, of course, I just played it, so I hope you enjoyed it. Chris Holmes says, I find it funny people still refuse to blame Biden. The man could commit murder, and they'd still defend him. It is absolutely insane. Insane, right? Boom Globe says, Adam looking fresh. Can't tune in tonight, but I hope everyone a chill Friday night and radical weekend. Let's go, Brandon. Thank you, Bomb Globe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Looking fresh. All right. IWD with a $10 super chat says, fun story, the first recorded labor strike and formation of a labor union happened during the building of Khufu's pyramid. It's also the first incident of union corruption in history. That's cool. Very cool. I kind of want to know more about that. Brewmaster Monk says, also look into open source hardware phones like the Libre 5. It has hardware switches for GPS and internet. Interesting. So you can just turn it with an actual switch, turn it off and on. Cool. Liberty Lion says, when are you going to record your album? We need it. Need Crigler. Thank you, Liberty Lion. Yes, in due time. In due time. Cookery Kid just gave me another $3 to, of course, cover the extra expense. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So that was for the coffee giveaway earlier. Thanks for topping it off. I appreciate you, mate. Johnny Buns with the $10 super chat says, I am one of those that has grown to enjoy you since the Tim days, and I've thought it would be great to have you a part of the media he is growing. Oh, that is not going to happen, Johnny, unfortunately. I do not exist to them anymore. Matthew with a $10 super chat says, got a bonus at work this week, so I got to share some with you, Adam. I don't get to catch the live show most nights, unfortunately. Keep fighting the good fight for all of us. Matthew, thank you so much for those kind words and sharing some of that bonus with me. I appreciate that support. That's amazing. Johnny Bunn says, with another $10 super chat says, but with everything that's happened, it really annoys me hearing them say smash that like button or spin the UFO. I think only the OG think of you when they say it. Do they still say that? You know that it's not sincere. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, they don't, whatever. I don't care anymore. I don't care of that. I don't think about those guys anymore. People bring it up a lot, and I'm just over it, guys. I was bummed when I was on UR here. A bunch of people, they were asking me about it a lot, and that's why I talked about it, because I was on their show. I did reveal some things I never had before, but who cares? I love my life. I love the support I get from people like you, and I love where my life is heading, and I do not need them. I don't have anything to do with them. You know what I mean? I've just moved on, and, so there it is. But thank you for your support, Johnny. I'm not trying to diminish what you were saying. I think you're right. I think people, the OGs definitely do think of me when they say it. Van Beezy says, get on Apple/Spotify, sir, please. I am technically on there as my podcast, but not my music. So that might come soon-ish, eventually. I'm working on it. David Quesadilla says, Tim and Ian were making fun of your UFO last night, basically saying it was illegitimate, and theirs is the real deal. I sent them a nasty word in chat. Oh, really? Well, guess what? I don't care. You guys know that my UFO is the real deal, and they left it behind, and I don't care. I made a joke thinking that it was probably from some Instagram thing, and someone actually confirmed it, that he just bought it from an Instagram ad. Yeah, sucker. Mazo says, of course I enjoyed it. I'm not a redacted Democrat. Nice. Batgoat says, great show tonight, Adam. Thanks, and the chat and Robin. Thank you, Batgoat. Appreciate that. Jet McCarthy with a $10 super chat says, I sincerely hope that people realize you would rather move forward in life and stop mentioning the other guy with a popular podcast. Popular. Yeah, Jack, I know people are going to do what they do. I'm not upset with the people that bring it up. I do owe a lot of my world that I have now to them. So, I'm grateful for that, but that's where it ends now, right? And look, whether or not people keep talking about it, I'm going to move forward. I think you know that about me, right? I am moving forward, and that's it. That's the bottom line. That's what I've always done. That's what I always will continue to do, because I love my life, and that's the jam. I'm just reading chat. You guys are hilarious. What's up? Can I have your number? Sitting at the bar, sitting side by side. What's your drinking? What's your name? What's your problem? I'll be the blame. I'll be your only. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Can I have your number? Hello, 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 hello. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Can I have your number? I never meant to run away. I never meant to run away. I never meant to run away with your heart. With your heart. With your heart. So goodbye for now. We'll talk soon, soon, soon. When I call you later. I never meant to run away. I never meant to run away. I never meant to run away with your with your heart, with your heart. Johnny Buns with a $20 super chat said, "Amen, Adam. Amen." Thank you so much. I'm assuming that was about the moving forward idea, right? Not Tim says, "Why are you guys always so mean to Tim?" That's funny. That is pretty funny. Joshua says, "You can't move forward with one foot stuck in the past." Boom. But on that note, we should spam Timcast with music and chickens as a punishment for insulting the UFO. I don't care. You guys do what you want to do. I don't want to tell anyone what to do. I saw some people talking about the Forge in chat. I don't know if I could play the Forge. You fear what you don't understand and place blame on anyone you can besides yourself. You should be ashamed, 'cause you're responsible on how you handle change. Hold yourself accountable. You define who you are. You define who you are. You define who you are. You fear what you don't understand. Place blame on anyone you can besides yourself. You should be ashamed, 'cause you're responsible on how you handle change. Hold yourself accountable. You define who you are. You define who you are. Welcome to the Forge. Are you the same? Are you different? Burnt on the flames of your existence. We all burn the same. There's no difference. We must learn to live with our decisions. Are you afraid of what they think? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just messed that line up. It's because I'm playing it so differently. Oh my gosh, how does the second line start? I am so out of it right now. It's not you fear. I'm sorry, guys. I totally just space on the second line, or the second version. It's so, when you play it in the same way over and over and over again, you lock it in, right? So playing it on a different guitar, playing it in a different rhythm, it throws me off a little bit, and I kind of forgot. I forgot my own song. Loving this virgin. Yeah, no, I got it. I'm sorry. No whiskey, no peace. Maybe that's what it is. I am missing whiskey, but yeah, that's all right. Lack of coffee. No, I've had enough coffee. I always have the coffee. That's all right. I will play it again next. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have a jam night Friday. You know what? I'm gonna have a jam night Thursday night because Friday I'm unfortunately not gonna have a show. I'm joining the Friday Night Tights crew next week, and I really love hanging out with those guys. They're really fantastic. So, and honestly, I'll be honest. I'm not used to singing the Forge in E, and this guitar is in E, so I need to. Usually I sing it drop down half a step each, and unfortunately this guitar, I don't know if you noticed, is missing one of the pegs, so I actually have to use some Lyman's pliers and do that. So it's kind of annoying to tune this thing. Let's see here. Where are we? Cranberry says, to get the rest of the $37 for Crigler coffee, Adam C. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that was, but of course he actually did it himself to top it off. So thank you so much. Sandy says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thanks, Adam. To Mr. Kid, what a great way to end the night. Adam, you said my name perfectly 3 times. Well, great. Awesome. How's Robershaw? You know what? Who knows? Hopefully he's doing well. He did just get the a certain something that he probably didn't want to, but it was probably being forced because he lives in Australia. But we do wish him well. Hopefully he'll be back soon enough. Chris Holmes says, I work for Pratt and Whitney and might lose my job soon because of the bad mandate. I need help fighting. My doctor told me not to get it. And see, this is the crazy part. I mean, if your doctor has said that to you, that should take precedence over the government telling you to do it, right? My goodness. Quesadilla says, yeah, those cretins mocked you for like 5 minutes. That's when I turned them off and did something useful. Oh, that's hilarious. Honestly, if they did, that says a lot more about them than it does about me. So, Sejong says, everyone's still mentioning that other show. I don't even know why they do still watch Doomcast live. I stopped a long time ago, a long time before it got this way. Yeah, I feel like I kept him from going too deep into the doom, and now they're just surrounded by yes men. So, all right, you know what, guys? I am really hungry. I gotta get some dinner. Thank you very much for hanging out. I'm gonna be back, of course, Monday here on the Crigler Show, and thank you all for the support. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the super chats. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for sharing my videos. Definitely helps a lot. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Please smash that like button. You can smash it. You can, lightly, delicately just tap it really quickly with a mouse click. It's very easy to do so, but it definitely helps the algorithms. We have a great smash to like ratio. Like, holy cow, an incredible amount of likes. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. So I will, of course, be back Monday night, 6:30 Eastern time here on The Crigler Show. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.